It has been a couple of weeks now, and we are still inundated by the well-meaning and the misguided about the lessons of Ferguson, Missouri. That's where a grand jury could not come up with enough evidence to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the shooting death of Michael Brown. Now, all the lessons we're told we're supposed to learn have to do with race relations and proper police technique. Both are very important. But as we reach for higher goals, we also need to remember some of the more basic lessons that we learned from Ferguson, Missouri. Lesson 1, don't steal from a convenience store and then threaten the store owner that tries to stop you. That's what Michael Brown did, as shown in this surveillance video that was introduced as evidence to the grand jury. Lesson 2, when a police officer stops to question you about the grocery store, don't hit him in the face and then try to grab his gun. That testimony was supported by medical evidence and forensic evidence. Lesson 3, and this might be the most important one. When a police officer tells you to stop, stop. And when he has a gun drawn, don't charge him. The testimony that Michael Brown was charging Officer Darren Wilson is supported by forensic evidence. Look, I in no way mean to seem callous or cavalier in passing along the most basic lessons from Ferguson, Missouri. And I can't imagine the pain and the suffering that Michael Brown's parents had to endure after losing a child. It is right and proper to feel sympathy for them. But it is also right and proper to feel anger at the false narrative that was sold to us, first by Michael Brown's companion and accomplice, then by race baiters who use these tragedies to profit from the division that they create, and then from a willing media eager to cast aside responsibility for ratings and money. They sold us the story that a racist cop harassed Michael Brown for no reason, then chased him and shot him with his hands in the air in surrender. And none of that turned out to be true. And now a nation is further divided. A police officer's life is ruined, and store owners in Ferguson, Missouri are forced to rebuild their businesses and their lives. All for a good story, concocted by self-interest and used by those who profit from promoting such lies. The media and the race rabble-rousers are no better than these looters in Ferguson, opportunists who use the cover of tragedy and mayhem to fill their own pockets. And yet, there are people in the streets and on the air right now as we speak who still believe those original lies. It seems we'll never fully learn the lessons of Ferguson. I'm Larry Menti. See you next week.